Good morning. Guten Morgen, Tobias. Dankeschön. Dankeschön. So maybe before we started, maybe you'll share with us what you've been up to and what is about this show. Yes.
So now, now the audience can hear me as well. Okay, sorry. I will keep it like this anyway. The thing is, yeah. So I talk with a lot of people, and I talked with a band Fleischkrieg from LA. And this Fleischkrieg is a German word, and it means meat war. Um, and they invited me, Megalmodas, and in extension King Sinister, on their virtual tour. And this is happening right now. I don't know when this will air, so it will be in the past. But yeah, so this is cool. So we are on tomorrow, Megalmodas, and we will perform, a set there in front of them. So it's like a festival. We have this weekend is the whole weekend is a festival, and we started already tonight with the first bands playing, and it's quite cool.
And where do we check out it as an audience?
You have to buy a virtual ticket, and then you get
Oh, it was on this website, right?
yeah, and then when you can you can check it out. So
Oh, we need to put this website in the description, I think.
mhm. But when this video airs, it will be gone anyway. But the cool thing is, I always as a radio DJ, I always looking for new interesting music and new artists I'm interested in. So yeah, that's why I was so distracted, because we didn't just had the main bands. Yeah, no, tonight Rapid Junk was opening, and I already talked with them. And but we also have like intermissions where we show little videos from befriended bands and stuff, and they have really really cool stuff. So I was like, wow, this is great, and I was contacting them, and this is great, I'm contacting them, and so that's why I was a little bit distracted in the beginning. So anyway, I love it. I love to get to know new people and to connect with people. So this is what I like. And now I'm in the fortunate position. I mean, like I have been for a while, that I actively have to shut down some requests. I kind of like have to say, okay, I get back to you in April or in May, and then we can talk. So now people contacting me for talks already, and I have to be a little bit okay. Pump the brakes, so that I don't do too much. But I still enjoy it. This is one thing, and also that I have a family, I have hobby, I have a work to attend to, so cannot just do what I like all the time. It would be nice, but I'm not that rich yet. Once I'm a rich
This
rock
is
star, I can do it, of course.
yeah. This is actually pretty. Always wanted to ask you about this. How do you manage to manage all the stuff that you do, including family, including early wake ups, and including 1 million more stuff that you do? Because yeah, from outside, what I see and actually what people see is you kind of robot that just do a lot of stuff like that. Never like how do you manage this? Like maybe you share with us this.
Okay, where's the secret? And if you pay me $5,000 per month, I can let you know. I should make a CS out of this. No, but the truth is, I'm crazy. That's the simple answer. Because I don't use alarm clock for waking up. Since years, I haven't used an alarm clock. I'm just waking up, and when I'm awake, I want to do something productive. And then I look around, and I wake up usually at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the gym, when it's not COVID pandemic times, opens at 6, and so I have 2 hours to do something. And this I usually use for my social media stuff. I schedule a new radio show. I check out new songs for the radio show. I talk with people. I set up calls with people I want to talk to. Bands. I reach out to them and say, and then I schedule and see where it can go. Or like we have today, I have actually a talk, because the good thing is, when I wake up that early, it's for different time zones. It's perfect, When, for example, now it's the evening in LA, where I talked with a lot of bands. So and yeah, and then I have my work. This is actually quite getting tougher at the moment, because I'm getting into new territories there as well, and I have my family. What I actually like that, because I'm always I like to work, and even though this is a hobby, I still see it as work. And for me, I think we talked about this earlier in an earlier podcast. It's a the world is a game. It's a game. I gamify the whole thing, and what I like to do is, like, I want to see how far I can go, how high my high score can be. That's why for me it's all fun to, I daily update my playlist on Spotify. I try to I schedule my video talks and things, and for me it's just fun to see how far you can go. What you're of course right is, sometimes my own music or my own stuff suffers a little bit by it. I honestly haven't done any new music for Megalmodas since a while. I mean, there's new remixes coming out and stuff, but this is old music, what was just remixed. So, yeah, this suffers a bit, but that's fine, because I'm kind of getting more into singing. And actually, the new King Sinister 4 EP is already ready music-wise. I just have to, write down the lyrics and put in the singing, So but to answer your question, I like that. I always have something to do, and it's cool that yeah, you can always do something worthwhile. But at least you think it's worthwhile, because you can argue, how worthwhile is it to talk with a very not well-known band, and then and when you wait for something else, and or you could use your time for something better. But I try to find a healthy equilibrium. When my daughter is around and she wants to play cards or do some other games or whatever, I do that, and I don't so that I don't regret not having time with my child and with my family. But also, sometimes I'm busy, and then I say, okay, not now, and that's fine. Yeah, I for music, I know that I work best in spouts. In when I really feel like it, I take a day off and just do like 3 or 4 songs in a row. And when I'm fine, when it's out of my system, and sometimes I just practice. I got some new gear. If you can see this, you might not see it in the background. Where I try to stay to stay in shape, kind of. If once the pandemic is over, that I can go out and have a live show and stuff. So so I practice singing and a whole show so that I can sing continuously for an hour and and all this. So I'm fine. Last weekend, some of my band members were around, so we were jamming in the rehearsal space, and from the jamming, it looks like 3 new songs come out of this. So I'm constantly working on music or music promotion and these things, and it's fun. As I see it as a game, it's not. It's my hobby. It's my game, and a hobby is also the thing. A hobby for me, per definition, is something where you spend money. That's why it's okay to buy a new instrument and to to spend money on it. But it's fun sometimes to get some money out of it as well. But as with Spotify and all these things, this was actually funny. Just now I sold a song because the guy asked me, "Oh, I really liked this song. Where can I buy it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. It's not on Bandcamp yet because, we are still working on the cover from the EP for King Sinister, where the song would be on." So I said, "Okay, you can download it from Amazon." So I sent him an Amazon link, and he bought the song, where the video is from here, Danke. The bloody video in the snow. He really liked this one, and we played it as an intermission. So the thing is, this is exactly what I like. Now we are there, and people find it, and people ask and stuff. So music, this is for all the listeners out there, is a long-term game. It's a marathon, and I reach out to people reach out to me, and so you get to know. And somebody said to me once, it doesn't matter who you know, it matters only who knows you. And the more people you know, the more people know you, and then things happen. Because I just got to know this band from LA, and now we are there, and now a lot of more people find us because of this live gig, and because we use our music for the intermissions, and so you just have to be active and out there. But now comes the but, and I think we are not going to talk about burnout and stuff, and I don't think. I mean, you could burn out on this, but this is something I love and see it as a hobby. So it's not so dangerous, I think. But a friend of mine, another friend of mine, he has a house in Spain, in Mallorca. On Mallorca, that's a Mallorca. That's a little island in Spain, and he invited me over there. So. Tomorrow I will go on a vacation, and that's good too. I really hate it because I love to do all these things what I just told you, talking with bands and and then setting up new things and finding new music and putting something in my playlist and stuff. But I know it's good for me to be completely out for a while because I will take my phone with me or something and maybe do some Instagram stuff, if we have a nice beach or whatever. But besides that, it's good to kind of take a break and don't do anything, and then come refreshed back and do something completely different. And anyway, this is how I deal with it. But like I said, with so many words, it's not so much trouble because I love it. And the good thing is I did so much already, with all the social media working, even if I really suck at it and stuff. But if I don't do something, or if I don't feel like it for a day or 2 days or even a week, it will not crush down. It's not. I'm not a shallow influencer who needs to be on there all the time. In the beginning, I was thinking, oh, I need to. There's a nice skyline. Let's make a picture and stuff. Now I'm kind of like, if I have something to say, something worthwhile or something fun, then I do it. If not, fuck it. I'm deliberately saying fuck it because I want to be mean. Because I'm not working for the algorithm, and I only because I think it shows when you do things just for pleasing the algorithm and kind of your fans or something. Because if my fans are so shallow that I have to put out something every day that they still remember me, then I'm like, okay, fuck it. I have friends I haven't seen for years, and then they contact me, and I'm like, oh hey, how and this is how I am. I have a friend. I have friends all over the world. And yesterday, just a guy called me. He has a studio. And I haven't talked with him since a year or two, and it was like, oh yeah, this is cool, and da 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 da, and this is how I am. I don't need to be shown something. This is what I eat. This is what I drink. This is where I sleep, and whatever. To know that you still exist. If you want to talk with me, I'm here. And I like to talk with my friends, but I'm not so shallow and insecure that I need to be there all the time, and otherwise they forget me, and I'm not on the best friends list anymore. And when I say fuck it, because if you are so shallow, then you don't need to be my friend. I can find new friends, and the whole world is out there. And anyway, so sorry. A long talk, but I basically like what I'm doing, but I know it's sometimes good to take a break, and this is going to happen tomorrow, because tomorrow we go to Mallorca, I think it's called, really. But anyway, so first time I'm in Spain, first time I'm on this island. I'm quite excited and very happy to have this friend. So that's my take on it.
So you feel comfortable to just jump out of all your work process, of all your projects, and to spend some time like completely out from it, outside of it.
Yes.
I was thinking about it yesterday. This is a good thing, like to, I don't know how to call it, to take in a break or to step outside. But the thing is, sometimes you, as I realized at least, sometimes you need to see if things work for you, or it's you the one who work for things.
Mm-hmm.
And before to check this, it usually helped to just switch countries, because I'm usually not in one place. I usually like switch between countries, and some stuff you can do in one country, some stuff you can do in another countries, but you cannot do both in each one of those, because of a lot of stuff that doesn't matter. But thing is, you kind of a little bit forced to switch them. And it's a always good thing because once you in one country, you cannot do like 50% of your stuff. Once you in another country, you cannot do other 50%, you know. And what I'm trying to say, mm, when you don't do something like for a while, you see if how fast it's starting to break, or if it even keeps working without you, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
this is what I like about it. Like it it gives you understanding like what just ate your time and what is really worked for you for all this time, um
Mm-hmm.
so that you wouldn't be like tied to the stuff that just eat your time, basically consumes your time, and do not give anything like in response, not even the money, but not even the energy, you know.
Yeah, this
And I
is
see
this
a
is
lot of
yeah, this is where it's easy for me because I know what you mean. You can waste a lot of energy. I mean, just take it. Today it's like what we're talking here now. It's kind of like a YouTube tutorial video, on how to do things, and there is tons of them. There's dozens of them. You can spend days, months, weeks, whatever, on just checking YouTube tutorials on how to do things correctly. But this doesn't mean you have done anything. You have just checked it and found out how other people do it and stuff. But you're absolutely right. And this is a waste of time in a way. But it could also be a waste of time if you just start something and then find out later, oh, should I have, if I would have checked this and would have known, then I would have done this much better. I like we had this TubeBuddy I have integrated now. I have hashtags integrated now. I have search term and meta tags and all this integrated now. And but I didn't start with that. But now I learned this, and now I kind of put it in all the successive, not successive in successive videos I put in, and some in the old ones as well. And the thing is, okay, this is a different topic, but it's kind of like start somewhere and get better at it, and you cannot think that you start something and you be perfect with it, it's just you have a learning curve, and stick with it and you will find your way with it. And anyway, but this was not your point. Your point is more like sometimes it's good to step back and see if things are really getting in the right direction for you. For me, this is an easy answer because as I see it as a hobby, I don't need to have financial benefits from it, and I don't, for me, everyone who follows me on my Spotify playlist is a win. If I get more followers on YouTube, it's a win. And it's like I told you before, it's slowly getting up. And that's fine, the crazy thing, what happens on my Spotify, on Megalmodas on the account and King Sinister, is that I get like 100 new followers each month. This doesn't mean listeners. I would have rather the listeners, as I told you last time. But it's cool because whenever I put out something new, they see it. And anyway, I cannot complain. I'm slowly getting there, and this is a long run. It's a marathon, and it's and as I see it as a hobby and a fun thing for me, I don't. For me, it's not wasted energy or something. Or sometimes I do something more intelligent, but I don't have a business plan, and I don't have a plan for, oh, I need to do this and that. I'm just doing what I like in the way I can do it, the best way I can do it, and that's it. Either take it or leave it. I'm just me.
yeah, I understand your point. Yesterday we heard podcast episode about mm, don't really remember because I hear several a day. But thing is, they were speaking about like 3 years rule. It was podcast of Matt Diavella. So they
Okay, yeah,
spoke
you
like,
said before.
yeah. So I'm pretty often listening to this guy. So the thing is, it's like do not target fast results. Just go with 3 years. Like not plan, but like try to imagine that you do it like 3 years, or plan to act at least 3 years because before you do a conclusion, like if it's worth it or not. So thing is, yeah, people might a little bit like get disappointed with bad results in a short term, which is why it made me a little bit like demotivating, I guess.
Demotivated.
And demotivative, no?
Demotivated. It demotivated you.
Yeah, basically, yeah, this is the point. So yeah, maybe another thing is what you said again. Also wanted to speak about it, but forgot completely. But you reminded, so here that you don't need to like remind people that you every day here online that you still work, that you still here, that you still make music. People like, yeah, pretty, how to say it, pretty much expect that you are here, you know. You don't need to like work for algorithm to just show people. Like I understand what you're talking about. It's like if I don't post anything like for a while, like not for a while, like for 5 days, yeah, people like unfollow like straight from the like 5 days, and yeah, a lot of unfollows, and same with other stuff. um yeah, I understand. I think because of tempo that modern society created, have at least not created, with all this technology, it's very easy for people to feel like outside of their life, you know. When you see that so much, it's enough to open, I think, YouTube page and to see like how many, like 8 or 16 videos, new videos that like made like just several hours ago. Do you be like, what did I do for all this time? And I think, yeah, then you go like to, I don't know, Twitter, even more there, each 5 minutes. And this is what I think is make you feel like, at least it makes me feel like that. And some people I spoke about it as well, like a little bit outside. And you feel like you need to do something, like you kind of feel lazy. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I know
You
exactly.
feel guilty for,
Yeah. No, I have.
but if you do it,
No, go
this
ahead.
is other problem. Like if you do this, like if you always constantly force yourself to do something, like not in order to make something done, but just to do, you, as you again, as you said, you just may not realize that you moved all this time, but it was wrong direction. It usually happens with music in my case. If I like force myself to like daily work on music, it may like bring me to worse results. It's some kind of curve of soundtrack, basically quality. And if I work too much on one soundtrack, I starting to mess things up actually. And once I realized it, yeah, I decided to just, yeah, I have like main project that just will be next single, and a lot of sub projects when I just for discipline like work on them. Like yeah, this is what you wanted to say.
Yeah, no, this is a good point. I I have my I have maybe a very unpopular opinion about this, but this is because I don't do much music anymore. Like I said, I'm focusing on singing right now and writing lyrics and stuff. Um, I heard of this. I have lots of musician friends, and they are always every day, at least for an hour, I create music and stuff. And I think it's good because you get the hang of it. It's kind of you get much better at it. Of course, this is true, but for me, as I take this as a hobby or something special, if I make music when I'm not inspired, when I think it sucks. When it's kind of like, of course I can make you a song, and it's not a bad song, but it's just like I'm going through the motions, and I use a formula and bam, 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 and then a song is done. It's good, and it's not even a bad song, maybe. But I wait, or I can take the luxury that I wait for once I am inspired. And when I'm inspired, then I know I can do something better, where I get goosebumps myself when I do the song, and then I also listen to it later on. So I'm kind of this brings back the hobby thing. I take it. I don't have to earn a living from it, and so I only want to do what I want to do. What I really feel like it, and. But then again, I'm also professional enough that, okay, if I committed to a thing, like a video talk or something, then I do it. Or, my weekly radio show. The last show, I really was not in a good mood because I had to work a long time, and I don't have had any time to really prepare for the show. And, it was a tough working day. But when I thought, okay, I'm professional enough, I don't want it to let it out on my listeners, because they tune in and want to have a good time, and we want to listen to cool music and to a presenter who kind of like is in it and really wants to do it. Because I was like thinking for first, because I don't want to fake it, so I should have been like, oh, guys, today was a bad day. Oh, I had so much work and I couldn't really prepare for the show. So anyway, let's start. And this is the first song. And I was like, no, people, and this is not being, how you say, kind of a pretender or something, but people want to come to the show, and a professional showman wants to do a good presentation. This is also when you go to a concert, and the guy, he just heard that his aunt died or has an illness, and went to, when they can go on stage and say, okay, yeah, this is bad things happening and stuff, but you are here, you paid money, you came all the way, you were waiting for weeks or months to see this show, so let's give you a show. Like Queen said, the show must go on. This guy had AIDS in the late stages and still went on stage. So this is how I see it. So I'm professional enough in this regard. I'm absolutely with everyone. You should be honest, and you should be yourself, and if you don't feel like it, it's fine. But if you committed to something, then do it. I have my weekly radio show, and for the radio show, I want to be a cool radio host that people enjoy the music and don't get down with, oh, everything is so bad, and I don't, this is not how I see it, But on the other hand, I don't want to fake it. But for this moment, I'm the host, and I'm the I wanna suck you in and have a good time, and that you enjoy the music. But then again, I have another format, like my monologue format, where I really tell you how I feel, and so this is kind of, I compartmentalize things. My radio show, my radio live show, is not the place for me to vent and say, oh, this is bad, and this guy caught me off in traffic, and this guy was honking, and he was mean to me. This is for my monologue, because if people really want to know how I feel personally about something, then they can check it out. and where we will know. And now, but for the other things, I'm professional. This is the same when I talk with with you. I can talk a little bit different than with other bands. Usually, if I have a video podcast, I don't know the bands beforehand, or the musician or the artist. So I'm talking about them. Sometimes it happens that I have to interject a little bit more, and like how I feel, or how I am, or how I am thinking about certain subjects. But usually I try to keep it just, it's their perspective and it's their things and stuff. So this is also kind of professional. Um, yeah. So my point is, for one thing, I'm only doing things when I really feel it, when I know when I'm inspired, and oh, now I want to make music, and want to sing or write down lyrics, and just see what I can come up with, and try different octaves and different voices for the song. So when I'm inspired, when I do it, and I wait for these inspirations, I'm not gonna sit down and, okay, now let's write some lyrics and da. Because for me, this is the fun part, and I want to enjoy it. So where I'm kind of unprofessional. But when I know I'm on, and there's a show coming, or there is a talk with somebody, then I'm kind of like, okay, even if I had a bad day, or squirrel at work, or whatever, when I'm like, okay, now it's the time for this person or for this thing, and then I'm there professionally. Um, at least that's how I feel. Sometimes it doesn't work, and we're still seeping some things in it, but. Yeah. So anyway, what was your question again? I think I got off a little bit in the wrong direction. Hopefully not.
At this point, I have a lot of questions. Okay. Yeah, I completely understand your point on the concept of show must go on. When whatever happens, you are, first of all, you are professional that have a product. Let's call it maybe that way. And this product has to be executed the best way you able to. And I also, because of a lot of stuff that I professionally in, like with this point of view. But what I also realized with this thing is you just cannot take like folk. Not nothing,
Okay, so sorry. Can you repeat this? You were just breaking up at this moment. Can you just say what you just said? The last two sentences.
So basically, what I'm trying to say is, I also work with this approach that you said, like show must go on, whatever you feel, however you feel. But with years, what I realized that there is one thing, like you cannot like take resources, like mental resources, health resources from nothing. Like it doesn't work like that. When you do it, like when you keep to this concept of show must go on, and you, despite all that you tired or stuff like this, you don't take it like from nowhere. Where you take it from, you take a little bit depth, basically resource depth from your future, because uh, once you focused right now to make the show work good, you basically didn't take this energy from nowhere, as you didn't have it like to do it, right? You take it from your future. So what I realized is every time you do this, you need to realize when you going to recover your resources in future then,
Yep,
because
exactly.
if you're gonna continue that way, it doesn't matter how professional you are, it doesn't matter how strong you're mentally, at least the way I see it, you will just become slowly but surely less effective,
Yes.
like the car without fuel. something like this.
And it should.
What do you think about it?
No, you're absolutely right. That's why I said, I'm gonna have. I honestly, I don't want to go because I have so much to do. I don't want to go on vacation with my friends, but it's now the time, and I know I will enjoy it because it will take me out of everything. But also, for me, it's easier to invest all this time, like I said in the beginning, because I enjoy it. For me, it's a game. I want to see how far I can go, and the thing I would like to get to is that it's kind of a perpetuum mobile, so that it kind of goes by itself, like that I don't have to put in too much, and things will run, and I know this will happen because the more people I talk to, the more people check out YouTube, the more people look for it, the more people find it. And also, what is really beneficial is, of course, I'm talking with artists who want to be found usually. So kind of they make their own advertisement for their music and stuff. And then people look for it. And then, what else is there to find if we really like the artist? And then they find my talk with them. And then they find other things. So kind of, in a way, the more I do, the more will happen. And this is true, and I can slowly see that I'm getting to a momentum where things just happen by itself. Like I said in the beginning, now I'm kind of have to pump the brakes and say, okay, I schedule talks, but now for April and May already, because I can only do that much, and I want to enjoy it, and I want to keep give you the whole attention, and not just like, oh yeah, going through the motions and stuff, So what was your question again? How to do it? Yeah, you need to have to some. You need to. What helps me is to take deliberately pauses, to deliberately breaks and time off, where I'm kind of, I leave all my cell phones at home and all the stuff, and I'm just take a walk in the woods. This works very nice because when it calms you down, and when you think of other things, and look where the sun is coming up, and and you hear the birds chirping in the trees and stuff, and you just clear your mind and clear your head. This is like a mental health exercise, you could call it. And luckily enough, I'm old enough to already know that, even also at work, if you have a stressful situation, then I take a walk around the block, just, to kind of clear my head and, and be productive again. Because, you cannot, you have a good point with you're taking away your health, and not only your mental health, also sometimes your physical strength, because, your psyche can also affect your body and stuff. You get ill, you get physically ill if your psyche is not working well. So I already learned this to take breaks, and like I said, with the thing that's coming up now, going to Spain, I'm not really. At the moment, I found these guys and I want to talk with them. I always have something to do. But the good thing is, I see it as a game. I see it as a fun project to talk with these people, and so this makes it easier, even if I call it work. And I also have a family where I can rely on, and this kind of also is good because it breaks me out of it quite often. That okay, now I'm going with my daughter to the playground, or I do something else, or we have to take care of something, or I visit my parents. In the pandemic at the moment, of course not, but in the future it will be, and then I will be completely out, and we will talk about completely other things. I'm out of my bubble. This is also good to kind of check yourself, to see, okay, there is other things out there, and if also ask yourself, this may be a good question, if all of this fails and you will not become the big rock star or whatever, at least enjoy it, enjoy the ride while you have it, this is life is so worthwhile because you will lose it, and it's not forever. So use your time, fill your time with things you enjoy. Sometimes you have to work through the things, and this is one of the things you wanted to talk about. Check your money, check that you pay your taxes, check that you have all this. You need to do this as well, of course. There's some not so nice things, but I see it like if you don't know what rain is, you cannot really appreciate the sunshine. Sometimes you have to do things that you don't like, so that you really enjoy the things you like even more, So that you have to, okay, I have to work through this, and, I have to do my tax returns, and I have to do this and that, and I hate it. But once you've done it, you're like, ooh, now, a weight is lifted from your shoulders, and now I'm done, and now I can enjoy. Now I can sit down and just watch this sitcom. This is really silly, but I enjoy it, and I can laugh my head off, and all like the physical exercises. Now I just ran 10 kilometers, but now I can sit down and have a little bit of ice cream or whatever to treat myself, because I earned it, and then you can really enjoy it, and this is you have to. I don't know how I cannot give you really much advice here. I learned to do it, just to check myself once in a while, and also life is good. That like I said, I have a family and I have a job, so I'm forced to get out of this bubble once in a while. So I'm not always in social media, because I have to focus on other things, and this is good, because then I can I'm forced to get out of this circle of, oh, nobody has written something. I need to post something. I need to be am I still relevant? Am I still people finding me? Or not people enough? And then again, I'm also old enough to just like relax, I'm doing my thing, and if people like it, that's fine. We talked about this earlier when I wanted to have a lot of followers. Now I'm kind of like, if you want to follow me for the right reasons, and not just, to be a number, to increase my status or something. If you like what you hear and what you see and what you get from my accounts, please follow me. That's cool. I'm really happy for that. But not just for, okay, now I followed you. Are you following me? When I can already see, okay, you don't really care about my content. You just want to, one dot more on your way up to fandom and to greatness. And this is, just think about the musicians in the past. There was no Facebook, and we were still becoming famous because we were making good music. We were nice people. Sometimes we were not nice people. Anyway, I'm just kind of rolling with it and enjoying the ride. As long as it lasts. And the good thing is, as I see it, in the way I do it, I can do it for the foreseeable future. You talked about the 3-year plan that you should check yourself. It's of course cool. Do that. But as I see it as a hobby, and I want to see how far I can go, I'm rolling with. Just recently, okay, this is the last thing, and then I end on it and give it back to you. Sorry, I was for some reason, because I was going through my old videos to put in the meta tags, and the YouTube body, and putting in new hashtags and things. I was going through old videos, and I saw in one of my old monologues that I kind of showed my Spotify playlist, and I was like, huh? I kind of stopped the video to check it, and it was like my count was at 2,000 followers on my Spotify playlist, and I was like, what? And this was like 2 months ago or something, or no, 2 or 3 months ago, and look where I'm now. Now I have 3,000. So I was like, oh, that's good. So I'm doing well. I got 3,000 new followers in 3 months. I mean, this is slow, but right. I mean, I was like, wow, 2,000, and I was so proud of it. And now I'm at 3,000. Cool. So anyway, this is kind of what you said. I checked. I was like, whoa, okay, no, it's going to the right direction. That's fine.
Not keeping like fingers on the pulse all the time, right?
Exactly. I was surprised myself because I was like, I check it daily because I curate it daily, but and it's always going up and sometimes goes down a little bit and then up and down and whatever. But it's always the trajectory goes always up, and it was just so. Like I said, I was going through the videos to put in the hashtags and all the things what I learned, what I should do, and then I was like, oh man, wow, it's 1,000 more I have now, and I was happy just to see my progress. But this is also a good point for the people out there, like you do on your YouTube channel. Don't rely on this fucking numbers. It's just a number. It's cool that it's going up. And for me, this is kind of like a high score. But for me, it's a game. I want to see how far I can go, Um, but but it's just a number, and enjoy what you're doing. And if you have only 10 followers, but you have 10 followers who are really liking what you're doing, this is better than if you would have 10,000 and there's nobody caring for your stuff. So this is, it's just a number. It's just a metric measurement and stuff. You still can make good music, and do it. Do your music. We both talked with Stephanie from Don't Mess with Juan, and she's making great music, but it's very niche and it's not for everyone. But I like that she does it because she does it her way, and this is exactly right. And she will never get fill a stadium or have a lot of people following her. But this is not her approach. She wants to make the music she likes, and that's all that matters in the end.
Yeah, and about how to say it, like you said, like there is always something to do,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what I wanted to come back to. This is the thing, at least this is where I find myself like unable to overcome is, for example, I sit down to do some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
then 3 days later it's done. And other things is a little bit suffered because I worked on this one thing,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the and I spoke with a lot of people. A lot of people has this problem, like inability to switch between stuff. You kind of get sucked into process,
Mm-hmm.
and not even sucked into process, but you a little bit even forced, I guess, to, as again you said, show must go on. It's like this. Sometimes you have to like sit down for 3 days and do one thing like that you maybe even was thinking that it's much smaller task that you will make much faster, but then
Mm-hmm.
when new answers come up you realize that this is actually 5 days process, and after the 5 days you be like, okay, now I have this thing to do, and it's another 3 days. I don't speak about even hours,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
measure this stuff in days. So how do you deal with that? This is interesting for me
Um,
because
I
yeah.
just was thinking about it. We have a German saying for this, and this I say it in German, but and then I translate it. Man muss die Feste feiern, wie sie fallen, and this means literally it means you have to celebrate the festivities as we are happening. But what it means is w- w- do the task that is on, but do it right, and focus on the thing at hand. And this is a little bit. I think you are more prone to this because you are alone, and you know, as far as I know, you are okay. We're not going to talk about this. Sorry, don't get it wrong. You are single, and you know, you're kind of very flexible. So you are the master of your own time. For me, it's not so much the case. I have a family, and there is things I have to do. And what I mean by this is when my daughter comes in and she wants to play with me now, and I have a task. Like I said, I always have something to do, but it's a task that doesn't need to be done right now. You know, if you would come in right now, I'm saying, okay, I'm busy. I'm talking with Alex. But when later, you know, once we're done and I upload this, I can do this whenever. You know, it's not like people are waiting for it and it needs to be done right now. So when I say, okay, no, now I have time for you, whatever we want to do, we're going to do. And this is what this saying means, you know, that you kind of do the things that is needed right now and do it with your full heart and your full effort, you know, and don't think of all the things that, oh, but I need to do this and I need to bring out, I need to start the laundry and I need to get out the washing machine and I need to put, you know, yes, this is all important things, but if you don't put out your garbage for a day, then you do it the next day. You know, it's kind of all of this is important and needs to be done, but focus at the thing what is right now in front of you and that has maybe a deadline or something, you know, or you committed to something, or I don't know, you have your radio show and when the next radio show is planned for this certain date. So on this certain date, it needs to be ready and you need to do it, or you do it live. And when, you know, like I said, with my radio show, this is the time for the radio show now. Okay, I need to do it. I need to be there. I need to, you know, be ready and do it. So this is what we're saying is about. And this, if you get this in your whole life, then it's kind of like if you are with your parents or with your friends and you play with them, you know, play a game with them and enjoy it, and don't think about all the things you still have to do. There's always things you have to do. I mean, not just us and stuff. Just stay in the moment, enjoy the moment, and don't let yourself get taken out, you know, like also with all the cell phones and stuff, what's put it away. If you're talking with a friend, talk with a friend who's there with you, and all the other fans you fans also friends you can talk later to, you know. It's not yesterday, like I said, I got a call from a guy who I haven't talked for 1 or 2 years, and it was, oh, cool. And then I gave him the time. I was talking with somebody else, but this, you know, I was already finished there, and we were just, you know, chatting. And so I said, okay, no, I give him now the full attention. And this is what you should do with everything. When you do something, I mean, there are certain things I have to admit you can do on the side, you know. When I, as I went through the videos that I just told you with when I got 1,000 followers more on my playlist, I was doing this on the side. I was, you know, listening to a podcast and you know, doing something on my other computer, and then because it always takes a little bit you know, to populate things and finding and so I was doing 2 tasks at a time. So this is of course sometimes also, it depends on the work you're doing, you know. If you're just doing a copy and paste thing or something, then of course, yeah, you can do something else and you don't have to be absolutely in copy paste, copy paste, copy
With
paste.
all of life in your heart.
Exactly. I mean, you don't have to put in your, oh, I need to do the best copy and paste I ever have done. You know, this is, you know,
This is me actually.
Yeah, and
How I can do copy paste like better? How can I do it faster?
you,
How
you,
should I put fingers on
yeah,
this?
yeah,
This is so me.
yeah, exactly. You know, watch 10 tutorials how to do copy and paste better, and then you know how to do it. But to be honest, sometimes I have this issue as well. Sometimes I want to be so efficient that I kind of think, okay, what kind of thing I should do first? Because I want to be efficient. Because when I do this task, then I can do this task, and this can do this, and then I'm kind of have to laugh, step out of myself and laugh about myself because I'm not doing anything because I'm thinking about how I can do them best. You see what I'm talking about? I'm kind of not doing anything because I think too much. I put too much in of my processor time to think of how I can do these things best, so I don't start anything wrong. And when so the prioritization sometimes takes time to. So this first, and then this, and this. No, maybe this first because then I can do. And when you're juggling all this stuff and you don't do anything. So I know myself. I sometimes get into this, and when I step out and look at myself and like, Tobias, you're an idiot. Just start with something, and then you put it up. Anyway, the thing is, whatever you do it right, and you can also do copy and paste quite right. But don't overthink it. This goes back to the thing: enjoy what you're doing. Sometimes, of course, you're doing boring stuff, but like I said, with all the videos I was going through and putting in, the hashtags and the meta tags and the stuff from TubeBuddy, and stuff. What we talked about. This was boring because I was going through the thing, and I still have more videos I have to go through. But I do it like, once I find a nice podcast I really want to listen to, I can do this on the side because I don't need the full attention to do in hashtags and check out things. So I can. Or like when I listen to a podcast, I cook something. I cook my dinner or my meals and
This
stuff.
is why I love them.
Yeah, exactly. And then I can really, you can listen to it and I don't feel like it's wasted time. I'm not going to sit down for a podcast and, okay, I'm going to listen and not do anything for the next 2 or 3 hours. I'm just going to sit here, close my eyes, and only listen to the voice and to what I learn. And no, I'm going to do something else. That's for sure.
I think this is the point of podcast, to be played while something is going on.
Mm-hmm.
At least I listened them like for 4 years, I guess, more, because it started with audiobooks,
Mm.
You're going somewhere, you cook a lot as well, you train. This is stuff that you cannot fully focus on it. This is again how podcast appeared in at least my life. It's like you cannot like turn on rocket science and be focused while you train and to think about, okay, yeah, this is, yeah, but something like more free, more like human, let's put it that way, much more simpler. It's like training while someone like hang out in your home, basically, or in your gym or in your headphones.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No,
This is what I like about it. Or you
I
go in
like
for
it
the
too.
products, and
this is
yeah,
also a good point for this. I think we talked about it before that for some specific times, I really want to have something long. Sometimes. When I just feel a little bit like, just entertain me, when I watch a few short videos on YouTube, then I want something short. But sometimes when I'm like really like, now I have this task, I want to do the laundry and hang it up and stuff, and when I want something long, when I'm specifically looking for at least an hour or something, and that's why back to us. this what we're doing here, we're talking about things, this is not for everyone. If you are a 13-year-old kid and you just want to have you have a TikTok attention span of 30 seconds, then of course this is two boring old people talking about things, how to do things better, or how to
How to copy paste.
yeah, exactly, or how to organize yourself. So of course this is not for you, and I'm absolutely fine with that. But for somebody who has some time to spend, or just want to cook a dinner or something, or just hanging up the laundry or whatever, this is maybe exactly what he or she needs to just pass the time, and to get some inspiration, and to think about something else. This is how I treat podcasts, and that's why I know it's worthwhile what we're doing. We're not gonna be a YouTube superstars with what we're doing here, but hey, we do what we like, and we do what we can, and we just share our opinions and point of views. And if only one person thinks it's worthwhile and helpful to them, that's all it takes. And even if there's no person, we talked about it, and it helped us, to reflect on ourselves, and to see how we do things, and just check ourselves. So this is all good. This is all good what we did.
Yeah, even almost or each episode like learn me something. Like I remember we recorded episode about distributors, and basically months later I was on completely different distributor just because of our talk. And I hear a lot of such cases, and I hear a lot of questions from people, like literally ask me like, who the hell should listen your bullshit, like you record this our episodes and stuff like this. And my answer is, you wouldn't, but these people, like, they would listen it, and they be like, you don't even show what you're doing, you just like, it's your face and you speak, and and people, like, they a little bit confused, like, who will be listening this. And the only confidence and that I have about this, about what we do with with this podcast, it's, I am listener who prefer long pieces of content. I listen like not even one podcast, like 1 hour podcast a day. It's usually several. I'm not like completely listening from beginning to the end. I just start one, then I start another, then I start another, and then in a 3 or week, basically something like this, I finished them. But
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. No, I'm with you, and you're absolutely right. This is not for everyone, but for the
it's a
people.
niche thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you like it, you like it, and also, like you said, with the podcast, this is how I read books and sometimes watch movies. I start a little bit, and then I get bored, and when I start something new, I read like 3 or 4 books at the same time, and sometimes I like this one more to read, and sometimes I like that one. So this is how I do things, and yeah, and I'm absolutely fine that this is not for everyone. So why? Sometimes I think it's kind of they're kind of full of themselves when they say, "Oh, who's gonna listen to this?" Yeah, not you, of course, not you gonna not listen to it, but other people. So just because you don't get our content and it's not for you, this is like me saying, "Oh, who's gonna listen to this hip hop crap?" Because I'm not listening to it, so nobody else can. So what who am I to tell you what you should listen to or what you should not? And also, just to drive a point home, what I did earlier with to be in the moment. Remember, as we started, this new apocalypse tour is going on. Where I this is, but I was like, now it's the time for Alex. So I kind of turned it off, and now I'm talking with you, and I gave you my whole attention, and this is how I operate, just to drive home the point. There is something really interesting. The guys invited me, and it's cool bands playing, and this is exactly my thing, and I'm really interested in that. But we committed to talk today at this time, so I'm talking with you. So this is kind of put your money where your mouth is. Also, kind of. I told you we do it, and when we do it. Of course, when something happens and I don't know, I don't feel well or something, when we can still skip. I don't say you have to you have to be a slave and like you never can change something and or it's fine. But usually I'm committed to something when I'm in it and I'm full in it and I'm not like, oh, okay, now this, I'm giving you my whole attention. That's the thing. And this is, if we want to get this as a closing statement, because I need to close soon. So whatever you do it wholeheartedly and be in the moment. When your friends call, be with your friend and don't be distracted by something else. There's in this world we're living in, there's so much fight over your eyeballs or your attention span. Don't be this 13-year-old kid who has only 30 seconds and then it's already forgotten things what he did a minute ago or something. So this is not what you want to become, and this is not what we are. If you want to get to know us, you can listen to our episodes which are out, and if you think it's worthwhile, get it. For me, it's kind of we get jetzt komme ich nicht auf das englische Wort. In Deutsch ist es Beziehung. We get a connection with a listener, because we get to know us. We know how we think, and this is the important or the interesting thing in a conversation. That's why my Shellshocked Radio Talks are always called talks, because it's back and forth, and when you find out something, it's I like to follow a good conversation. It's interesting, If you have some interesting people, I follow some people, and they sometimes on stage, and it's just two chairs and these two people, and they're talking about whatever is in their mind, and this is interesting to me. And we're talking for 2 or 3 hours, and I like that it's a conversation format, that it's going back. Oh, you meant this, and no, and then this is very interesting for me, and maybe not for everyone. Not for everyone. I get it, but if it's not for you, there is so much. There's millions of content out there. Then just pick the stuff what is for you, and don't tell us. Why are we doing this? We're doing it because we enjoy it and we see the benefit in it. And it's not, we will not get rich with it. But is it the point that you get rich, that you only do things that you get rich with it? When I'm nice to my daughter, this is, because I love, okay, that's a bad example. But if I'm nice to some random stranger on the street, I will not get any benefit out of it, just feeling good. Because I waved at someone or I smiled at someone or whatever, isn't it a benefit by itself that you feel good, that you are happy with your life and with what you're doing? So anyway, I would like to close it. You want to have a closing statement, Alex, because I tend to talk too much.
Yeah, you said when you said it, I imagined the picture that perfectly, I think, describes this situation. What we do, it's like talk on the party, or talk on a coffee break on some courses.
Entertainment.
And continue and when I visit some courses about different topics. Visited before this stuff happened. So there was coffee breaks, and you just get to know people, their stuff, their approach on stuff, and you just speaking. And when people hear that something interesting going on in your conversation,
Mm-hmm.
they just join this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
They just stay close to you and listen what you're speaking about. Then they come with questions and stuff like this. This is, I think, what we do on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We know that there is someone who is like the center of the event, and it's not we. We just having a talk here. You can hear it. You can stay close and listen it. But imagine the thing. like this question, like who will listen this, it may more sound like we are on the courses again at the coffee break,
Mm-hmm.
and we are speaking with you while the coffee breaks go on, and people in instead of listening, they come out like and ask who is gonna listen to you, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like it doesn't make sense. We just speak,
Mm-hmm.
and who wants that person will listen. If nobody wants, this
Mm-hmm.
was not
Mm-hmm.
like the main goal anyway from the very beginning. The main goal is talk, and this is how I
Mm-hmm.
see it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, I think, yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, yeah,
That's why
you
don't think
shared a lot of insights.
yeah, just numbers. If you don't have so many followers, and this is who cares? I mean, we are doing what we like to do, and so should you. So should everyone. And if anyway, if I'm going in circles. You had a nice closing statement. Let's close it on this note, I guess.
Yeah, let's do it that way.
Okay.
See you next week.
See you. Thank you, Alex. Bye bye.